There.
Okay, so good morning. My name is Sebastian, and today I'm going to talk to you about the present and the future of the industry. I am going to try to convince you that artificial intelligence is actually a great thing and a really interesting tool. So to start with this task, I need to tell you what is it, right? Because we need to understand the topic in order to talk about it. So in order to start with this, I find it very useful to tell you what it isn't. So artificial intelligence is not like in the Hollywood movies is portrayed. It is not going to rebel against humanity like in the Terminator, nor is going to create a digital matrix in order to enslave us. And it is certainly not going to give robots feelings like an iRobot. So then, what is it? Well, the real definition of artificial intelligence would be the capability of machines to learn to perform tasks that would normally require humans to do them. And the truth is that we always tend to think that artificial intelligence is something reserved only for a few. But the truth is that nowadays it's all around us. The perfect example that I found for it would be our Netflix account or the streaming devices accounts. Uh, it helps an algorithm, and you actually provide input information to it. You provide it with which movies you like to see, how much time you actually see them, and the computer actually recollects all of this data and then provides you with feedback because you actually learn from what you like and what you expect from it. Well, this would be an example of AI because 50 years ago, it would have needed humans to do so. They would have to compare which movies you like, how much time you actually see them, and compare it with other people's profiles. That is what the algorithm actually does. So by using artificial intelligence, we are actually reducing that time and helping to provide better services for people and making them more customized, making them feeling more special. Now, the other thing that is really important about AI is that humans tend to be emotionally biased. If you are having a bad day, you're going to tend to make really bad decisions. And if you're having a great day, you're going to make better decisions. Robots don't have this bias. They're always going to make decisions based on raw data, analysis, and facts that are already there. So for standardization, which is something really important nowadays in the industry, having a robot take those tiny decisions inside a factory based on what sensors are indicating them and actually learning from that feedback and comparing it with previous data is going to help you having better products that are the same each time. Because when a human is actually in charge of managing a factory, well, if they're having a bad day, they're going to make bad decisions that are going to affect the product. And when you want the same product each time, uh, you really need to have a really unbiased way of seeing it. So artificial intelligence is really great for standardization. As well as standardization can actually lower costs for factories and companies. So it is a great tool to understand about if you're actually going to manufacture a lot of things. And this brings me to my third point. AI is just a tool. You actually need someone operating it. So I like to think of AI as a jacket. You actually start with it being a little loose or a little tight, but as you keep wearing it and giving it feedback, the jacket is going to perfectly fit for all of your needs. But what is a jacket without a person wearing it, right? So it's the same with artificial intelligence. You actually need to understand the tool and how to use it, providing it the correct input in order for it to work as it should and avoid having these mistakes that maybe providing a wrong input could actually provide you. So there's actually this counter argument that people always say that machines are going to replace humans. And this is not true because you actually need a human operating the machine in order for it to work correctly. It has to be a symbiotic relationship because, for example, another example of AI would be an Alexa. But what would be an Alexa without a human giving it the input on the orders that it needs to do, right? It would be just a useless tool that would be standing there. So that would be really important to understand that you actually need to give feedback to the tool in order for it to work correctly. Finally, and a second question, well, AI can solve a lot of problems in our daily lives, but the truth is that we need to actually understand how to work with it. We need to give it a great amount of feedback because the way that a machine learns is by you, the user, providing it a lot of information. So uh, you need to provide a lot of feedback, and you have to understand that AI is not a way that machines think by themselves. You actually need to work with them in order to get to the best solutions. So I hope that some of your prejudices towards this type of technologies have been solved, or that some of the information that I provided would be helpful for you in the future. And if you have any doubts about the topic, feel free to send me a message and I will be delighted to help you out. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Sebastian. Could you stop recording, please?